Hi, hello, namaste, annyeonghaseyo, konnichiwa, ni hao. Welcome to Sports Enthusiasts, to an electrifying episode of Cultural Exchange podcast, where the pulse of athleticism meets the rhythm of global unity. Today, we step into an arena of boundless passion, vibrant diversity, and unwavering camaraderie that defines the world of sports. Strap in because we are about to embark on a thrilling journey where we goal scored where every goal is scored, every race is run, and every victory is celebrated with echoes of the heartbeat of connected world. In the realm of sports, boundaries blur and barriers shatter as athletes push the limits of human potential from the thunderous roars of stadiums to a quiet determination of training grounds. The spirit of athleticism ignites a fire within us all. It's more than just a game. It's a symphony of strength, agility, and sheer determination that captivates hearts and inspires minds across continents. Sports are a melting pot of cultures, where the colors of flags and the beats of anthems blend into a harmonious celebration of diversity. Athletes become ambassadors of their heritage, showcasing not just their skills but the rich tapestry of traditions and values that define their communities. With every match, and competition, we witness the beauty of cultural exchange and the power of unity in motion. As we gaze towards the horizon of our vision for sports, it encompasses inclusivity, sustainability, and legacy of excellence. It's not just about winning medals or lifting trophies, it's about empowering individuals, fostering community connections, and leaving a positive impact on society. Through sports, we inspire, uplift, and unite, leaving a lasting legacy that resonates far beyond the final whistle. So, join us on this exhilarating expedition through the world of sports where passion meets purpose and the journey is thrilling as the destination. Get ready to be inspired, entertained, and enlightened as we dive into the heart of global athleticism and cultural celebration. So, today, on this podcast, we have our delightful members of our cultural exchange project, Mr. Priyant and Mr. Utkarsh. Hi, how
Hello, welcome. I'm doing good. How about you?
well, that's the same case with mine. So, as we are talking about sports today, so what are your thoughts and why should be sports considered as an important topic for our cultural exchange vision?
Absolutely. So I would like to say that what is sports first? We all need to know that exactly what sports exactly means.
Right,
Sports encompasses a wide range of physical activities or games played competitively or just for leisure. They often involve physical exertion and skill and can be individual or team based. Sports have been an integral part of human culture for centuries, serving as a mean of entertainment, exercise, competition, and cultural exchange. The connection between sports and cultural exchange is really profound when it comes to peoples from different cultures and from different traditions around the world. Sports is not just
right,
an entertainment foreground, but it's also an exchanging of transcend language and cultural barriers, fostering international cooperation and goodwill through shared interest for leisures and to play games competitively for excellence and brilliance amongst the players. Yes.
right. So, coming towards our Vice President Utkarsh, what are your thoughts on this sports and what is importance on the sports as per you?
Hmm. Uh, Sports, it's like a symphony of adrenaline, competition, and camaraderie all rolled into one thrilling experience. In India, sports isn't just a pastime; it's a passion that unites us, transcending boundaries and bridging communities together. Let's dive into some thoughts on sports with a sprinkle of humor and an Indian perspective. Sports are deeply ingrained in our culture. Whether it's cricket, football, kabaddi, or even gully sports, you will find people of all ages and backgrounds coming together to play with, watch, and celebrate. Sports aren't just about physical activity, they are a reflection of our values, teamwork, resilience, and the spirit of never giving up. Speaking about the power of sportsmanship, one of the most beautiful aspect of the sports is sportsmanship. It's about the respect, fair play, and acknowledging your opponent's efforts in India. We believe in playing with heart and grace, winning with humility, and losing with dignity. After all, a game well played is a victory itself. Sports
Right.
has is incredible ability to unearth hidden talents. From small towns to bustling cities, you will find raw talent waiting to be discovered. Whether it's young creator mastering the perfect cover drive or a budding athlete showcasing the speed on the track, sports provide a platform for dreams to take flight. Yeah,
Well, that was a good thing to say. Well, there is another significant addition to explore in sports, that is the social impact of sports within the cultural context. Sports have the power to catalyze the social change, address the societal issues, and promote inclusivity and diversity. In many cultures, sports programs serve enablers for the development, offering opportunities for education, mentorship, and personal growth. Sporting initiatives focused on underprivileged communities can provide access to resources, promote health and wellness, and empower the individuals to break the cycles of poverty and inequality. That is a really good thing, I must say. Furthermore, sports have been an instrumental in advancing conversations around the social justice, equity, and human rights. Athletes, teams, and sports organizations often use their platforms to advocate for the important cause, raise awareness about the issues such as racial discrimination, gender equality, environmental sustainability, etc. There are various things. Additionally, sports can bridge divides and promote reconciliation in the post-conflict or divided societies. Sporting events and programs that bring together individuals from a different backgrounds, ethnicities, and beliefs foster dialogues, understanding, and mutual respect, contributing to the social cohesion and peaceful coexistence. By highlighting the social impact of sports within cultural frameworks, we recognize the transformative potential of athletes beyond the realm of competition. Sports become agents of positive social change, promoting values and empathy, teamwork, and solidarity. So, Priyank, what are your thoughts that how cultures are getting impacted through the sports?
Actually, sports is something which can connect people for different reasons, as we all know.
Right.
First is shared interests and shared passion. People who share a love for a particular sport can easily bond over their common interests. For example, if you and me like football, then in that case, it's a common interest. And we all know that when it's about a common interest within a particular sports, there are different components. For example, agility, flexibility, then our strength or the staminas which differ over the time. So these interests which we are having in common, we can practice together, which not only fosters the bonding between us but also helps us to conjoin our forces together in order to promote a particular sports interest. The most important thing which can connect people with the help of sports is team spirit. When a particular team, that is people from different diversities, are playing all together within a particular group, that's called team
Yes.
sports, which promotes the camaraderie and collaboration among players, fostering a sense of belonging and unity. Now coming to cultural exchange, sport provides opportunities for people from diverse cultures to come together to share their customs and learn from each other. For example, we generally call the term football, but actually, do we know that what exactly football means? Football is that
Hmm.
interest or that sport which was actually known as American football, or commonly
Okay.
termed as rugby. Generally, the football which we refer to is not called football, it's called soccer. But
Okay.
in our overing traditions and our passions about the game, in our Asian players, almost everyone considers it to be football, because it's the term which was first granted by the Britishers in the match against our Indian team of Mohun Bagan. That's the reason it's called football, or else its original name is soccer. So this is one
Oh,
of the thing which you can check it as a cultural exchange. So Varun, I think that the global reach which comes all along in this is the worldwide following of people from different countries who like the different particular sports, and they feel that their interests are shared, and when the interests are shared, the unity comes, and from unity comes peace. So that's my
absolutely.
opinion about it. Yes.
Absolutely. That was really a highlighting thing. So, Utkarsh, what are your opinion about
Hmm.
cultures and sports, how they are interconnected and how they are influenced by each other?
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, cultures and sports, they are a dynamic duo that like a winning team on the global stage. When you blend cultures with sports, you get a beautiful tapestry of tradition, values, and shared experiences. Sports are a reflection of cultures around the world. Each sport carries its own heritage and story, shaped by communities that embrace it. Whether it's the grace of Japanese Kyudo or the flair of Brazilian football, sports showcase the diversity and richness of human expression. One of the greatest things about sports is their ability to celebrate diversity. When athletes from different cultures come together, it's like an global festival of talent and skill. We see these events like the Olympics where the athletes proudly represent their countries while respecting and learning from one another. Sports serve as a powerful bridge between cultures. They break down barriers, foster understanding, and create connections that transcend language and borders. A shared love for a sport can spark conversations and forge friendships, whether you are bonding over cricket in India or basketball in the USA. Culture
Okay.
shapes the way we play and perceive sports. Take cricket, for example. It's not just a game in India, it's a passion that unites millions. The rituals,
Right.
traditions, and superstitions associated with the cricket reflect our cultural identity and collective spirit. Sportsmanship embodies cultural values like respect, teamwork, and perseverance. It's about honoring the game and showing integrity both on and off the field. In India, we believe in playing with heart and treating opportunities with dignity, a reflection of our culture ethos. Some sports are deeply rooted in cultural heritage. Traditional games like Kho in India or Taekwondo in South Korea are more than just an sports. They are a link to our ancestors and a way to preserve our identity for future generations. As cultures interact and bend, sports evolve with new influences and innovations. Just look at the
Yes.
rise of fusion sports like Kustil or mixed martial arts, which draw from diverse cultural elements to create something entirely unique. In essence,
True.
cultures and sports are like two sides of the same coin, each enriching each other and contributing to the global narrative of unity and diversity. So, whether you are dribbling a basketball or swinging a cricket bat, remember that you are not just playing a sport, you are embracing a world of cultures, tradition, and endless possibilities. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as we were speaking about culture exchange, our project is never behind in cultures. So, Priyant, what our project says for the sports, or what does this project roar about the sports?
Absolutely. So our project is mainly based on the hurricane or the shower fielding of house sports, and it can be joined in the cultural exchange areas. For example, our project generally promotes thinkings of the traditional means. For example, generally we all love to watch sports which are at the international level played. It's a very good grounds just in case which where people of the different countries can connect all together. But in the same time we also promote that the sports which are at the league levels, for example we have the ISL for the Indian Super League for our football, or IPL, the Indian Premier League for cricket, and the Japanese J1 League for football, and Korean K1 League for football. Such matches or beholdings should also be watched by the different communities all around the world. So when our app would be launched in the later part, at that time we will be also be adding this special feature of live sports events, where the different sports events and the league matches would be visible to all the users for free of cost on our application, and people would be able to enjoy the cross traditional sports played all around the world,
Yes,
not just the ones which are hovering over there. For example, cricket, football, these are quite popular, isn't it?
yes,
But what
yes,
about
yes.
martial arts? What about
Right.
wrestling? Or what about sharpshooting? So, our project would be showing down all of the traditional and national level events of different countries on our application. So, you have to stay tuned in.
Okay, that was really good. And
Yes.
coming towards the next part,
Hmm.
uh, like, what are your favorite sports? Like, what is your favorite sport or the sport that really uh, triggered you to change yourself, or the sports that triggered your mind?
That's a nice question. So, as you know, that I'm Bengali by birth, but I won't be
Yeah.
biased about my particular culture. But nevertheless, I love the sport. The sport that I love the most is football.
Well, can you say something about football? Like, what things uh, really got you attached with football?
Yes, that's a nice question. Actually, the breaking point or the point where I started to like football was when I was a very small kid. My father used to take me to the ground regularly, and we used to play football at our native ground, which is in our Navi Mumbai area itself. Over there, we used to first, in the first day when we came to the ground, it was just my father and me. But slowly and slowly, as I used to come each day in the evening playing football over there, the team size or the aspirations of the other individuals or the children who were playing in the ground also grew by seeing us play. So they also came together. In early stages we had 11 players, then it transcended to 22, then 43, and it was almost 50 people who wanted to join with us and play with us. So we used to start playing over in that way. Football has been a very interesting or a navigating field for me, as the intrigues of the game itself is like it's a men's play. You need to play it continuously, and we need to play it with the horse's power. So it's like
Right,
it's a very great thing about football. The most important thing about the game is that the primary objective of the game is to just give a goal, isn't it? But I personally feel that the main objective is to take the interest, to take the passion and compassion to play with your team in order to create a proper formation so that you can achieve your goal. It's just like of a life. It's like the ball is sometimes on the bad field side or sometimes the good field side, but neither
right.
of the fields is bad, because we need to play evenly in our life and also in football. So it's a game which brings together all different people. And also, the one of the reasons why I am so much inspired to create this cultural exchange project was this reason, that when I started playing football at such a small age, I saw that people started coming all together who had the similar interest. It's like it was not just the children who wanted to play, but also different professionals from Siemens, from Bosch, from different companies. Even they used to exercise in the evening, so they also came all together with us from the different diverse religions and communities. And this showed that how the game has a very powerful perspective or the achieving power over all other people, and how it bonds different people all together. So thereby this thing inspired me to make football as my most favorite and loved sports.
That was really good inspiration. So, Utkarsh, do you want to speak about any of your favorite sports?
Uh, yeah, basically, like I also like football. Like Priyan said, I was also interested in football. Speaking about football, that's a sport that stirs up passion and excitement like no other. In India, football isn't just a game; it's a part of culture, our cultural fabric, blending sport with a dash of flavor and sprinkle of chai. Let's tackle this
Okay,
topic with a kick of humor and an Indian vibe. First off, let's talk about football in India. You see, we got a deep-rooted love for this beautiful game. While cricket might steal the spotlight most of the time, football has its own devoted fan base, cheering their hearts out for their favorite clubs and players. When it comes to football, our local heroes making waves.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
Sorry. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
when it comes to football, we have got our local heroes making waves on the international stage. From Sunil Chetri's goal scoring prowess to Baichung Bhutia's uh, legendary leadership. Indian football.
Yes, that was really an very inspiring talk
Right.
because
Right. Right.
when
Right.
he
Right.
spoke about now I remember one thing when he spoke about Bhaichung Bhutia, or we also had Sam Thapa. They were one of the players from our India for Indian football who
Yes.
were just the maestros. Like for example, I can remember that one of in our Mohan Bagan's team was Bidesh Bose, who was the midfielder. Once, when he had to kick the ball straight into the goal, he was standing right at the center of the ground of the such a long and huge stadium. He just shot the ball and it went firing into the opponent's goal amongst so many opponents standing in between. So by this we can understand that how much glory this game supports in, and how much power it requires, and how much interesting it can be when it comes to the compassion of playing it. Yes, Varun.
Right. Right. It is really honoring thing to talk about them in our show. Right. So.
Absolutely.
Right. So coming towards the next part, as Priyan spoke about one thing that is underrated sports. So
Yes.
underrated sports are very important part that we should explore, and each of every
True.
person in this world should explore, because there are very
Hmm.
few amount of sports that can be counted on our fingers, like cricket, football, golf maybe, or there are some of very small amount of sports that are really known to us all.
True.
But there are hundreds of sports that can be known and that are really inspiring and really informative and have really good morals and all the things that we should know or everyone should know in their life. Right. So,
Absolutely.
what is your talk or your opinion on this underrated sport thing?
Absolutely. So I personally feel that there are several sports which are underrated or not much known by the people because of their what we can say. It sometimes it happens is that several sports do not get that amount of publicity or advertisement, or maybe people do not like it that much as in compared to the sports which are displayed on the national or international levels. For example, football is one of the sports which is extremely popular. Why? Because it's huge diversity and its knowledge from the beginning. But let's today take an example of one of the underrated sports, which is even though known as the fabric or the golden gem of the corporate culture, it also swells and dives into the extremities of its beauty when it comes to a peaceful groundbreaking play. A type of hockey play, but a type of no hockey play too. So it's called golf. So, golf is a sport that is played individually or in teams, and it involves hitting a small ball into a series of
Yes,
holes. So, we
yes,
generally call that it might go to be in a par or it can be an out of par. That means that we have to hit it towards the goal, and that will be the small holes which are placed a quite a far distance in a particular area. So, the objective of the golf game is to complete the course in a few strokes as possible. Means you have to get the ball into the hole within a particular stroke, which is marked by a
okay,
flag stick using a selection of clubs. But
right,
Varun, do
right.
you know one interesting fact? That
What?
is, in golf, there are around 128 types of golf clubs. Means the one with which we hit the ball, we have around 128 types of them, depending on
Oh,
the
really?
situation. Yes, that's really an amusing thing. But we have to say that they focus mainly why the clubs are different. You might ask me, isn't it? So the clubs
Right,
are
right,
different.
definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So why the clubs are different? Now, generally clubs are of different materials. The drivers are of woods, irons, wedges, and putter. Generally, the clubs have different materials of elasticity or metallic brims, which are used to in order to for different types of swings. So there are many types of swings. There is a long loop swing. There's a short rally swing, and for such
Okay,
swings, we have different club types. Now moving on to
Okay.
why these club types have an effect on the performance. So it's like, for example, you're using a general club for the gripping system. So when you're using a long loop, for example, the meter or the distance between you and the ball is around 700 meters. So when you're
Yeah.
using that loop, the ball will swing and it will take a proper turnstile in order to reach the hole in such a way that it will give a swing effect. Just like in football, when we kick the ball, there are different types of kicks. We have a straight kick, we have a rolled one, we have a
Okay.
swing quick, isn't it? So this one is a
Right.
swing type club. So this club, when it swings around the ball gives a proper spin and it comes near to the hole and is majorly preferable for short green glass type, which is really an awesome type of club. There are more such things in golf which are really amusing. For example, there are generally golf is played on a course that consists of 9 or 18 holes. Have you ever imagined that?
No, not really.
Yes. For example, in football, we have two goals, isn't it? That either of the team can hit upon. But in golf, in a course, there are 9 or 18 holes. Each hole has a teeing area, fairway, roughs, and hazards. Fairway means green grass area. Roughs are generally areas where the land is a little rough. And hazards are generally puts and muds or the sand bunkers and water, which are a very diverse element of golf. For example, in golf, if your ball falls into a rough area, or into hazards like sand bunkers, just imagine there's a full sanded area and you have to push the ball out of it. How hard it would be.
Right. It
Yes,
is such a
uh,
complex thing to know. How would
absolutely.
they been playing this thing?
Absolutely, it's really a complex thing, and from that I just remember one humor point. For example, there's an anime, Shing Shang is there.
Yeah.
In that, his dad puts the golf ball, he hits it, and the ball goes straight into a sand bunker. And when he comes near it, and he had to hit it out of it, he was just hitting the sand, and he was thinking the ball will come out. But in few moments time, he was himself submerged in sand, and the ball was there where it was. Yes, so
But
that's
just
really.
impossible. Yeah.
Yes, it is a possible. In real life, it might be.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's one of the amusing things about golf. Coming over to the etiquette part, golf has a strong emphasis on the etiquette and sportsmanship. That is,
Okay.
players are expected to respect the course, fellow players, and the rules of the game. Common etiquettes include maintaining a steady pace of play. That is, you cannot try to waste the time. For example, you might have seen in football, players, even if they're not heavily injured, sometimes they fall onto the ground and just act for
Yeah.
wasting the
Yeah. Yeah.
time of the game, isn't it?
Trick thing. Yeah.
So yes, those are tricks in order to waste time. So that is a common etiquette which it has to be maintained in each sport. But golf has a very systematic plan. That is, you have to keep a steady pace of play, and any kind of tricks used would be considered as an unfair means. Repairing divots and ball marks are also one of the etiquettes, and remaining quiet is the most important part. It's just like when someone is hitting, you cannot just burst out of laughter in order to divert them. So, those are some fair tactics of the play which we need to remember. Moreover,
Yeah.
golfers have a caddy with them, because you might be thinking that if the ball is hit a kilometer away, will they just run till that place? No, they have the
No.
caddies with them who
Yeah.
come along with them in the golf cars. They reach to the new location where the ball was put. You cannot use a hand or anything. You need to put out the
Mm-hmm.
ball into the whole area again by hitting at the same place where the ball has fallen. So this is known as the
Okay.
many a very important rule of the game. Now coming over one small approach, that is in fairway shots. For example, after the tee shots, players advance the ball towards the green by hitting successive shots from the fairway. They may use various clubs depending on the distance and the lie of the ball. So exactly after the fairway comes the green area, and that is the area where your hole is nearest to. So over there your
Okay.
strokes have to be very formal, very
Right.
pleasing, and the strokes have to be so fair, and the power has to be adjusted in such a nice way that the ball goes straight into the hole without any problem, and that's called ad par.
That is really work of accuracy.
Absolutely. So that was from my end about golf, and let's move
Okay.
on to our next segment.
Really informative, Priya. Thank you about
Yes.
the from the audience. And coming towards Utkarsh, Utkarsh, what is your favorite underrated sports?
Okay, so talking about underrated sports, one of the lesser known sports that I have come to know about recently is sharpshooting. Talking about sharpshooting, it has evolved from ancient traditions of archery and marksmanship, deeply rooted in the history of welfare and hunting across civilization. In ancient China, the development of firearms and early gunpowder weaponry marked a significant advancement in military strategy, emphasizing the importance of accurate shooting in the battle. This evolution laid the groundwork for modern sharpshooting disciplines, highlighting the
Okay.
strategic and martial aspects of the sports. Yeah. Similarly, in Japan, the practice of Kaijudo, Japanese archery, emerged as a spiritual and meditative pursuit, blending physical technique with philosophical principles of discipline and focus. The bow and the arrow hold a symbolic significance in the Japanese culture, representing harmony between the archer and the nature. Kaijudo embodies the essence of traditional Japanese martial arts, emphasizing precision and mental clarity. Sharpshooting carries unique cultural significance in nations like Japan, India, South Korea, and China. In India, marksmanship is showcased through traditional sports like kabaddi, where agility and accuracy play crucial roles in achieving victory. These sports reflects India's rich heritage and the importance of skill and strategy in indigenous games. South Korea boasts a strong tradition of marksmanship, with shooting sports becoming a national passion. Korean athletes excel in the disciplines like rifle shooting and pistol events, demonstrating exceptional precision and tactical prowess on the international stage. Sharpshooting has become a symbol of excellence and dedication in the South Korean sports culture. In Japan, Kaijudo remains deeply rooted in tradition, embodying spiritual and philosophical values alongside physical skill. Practitioners of Kyudo strive for harmony between mind, body, and bow, reflecting Japan's reverence for precision and discipline in martial arts. The art of Kaido transcends sports, representing a cultural legacy passed down through generations. Chinese sharpshooters combine historical strategy with modern sportsmanship, excelling in disciplines like pistol shooting and rifle marksmanship. The legacy of ancient Chinese warfare inspires athletes to achieve precision and accuracy, reflecting China's commitment to excellence in competitive shooting. Sharpshooting represents a blend of tradition and innovation in Chinese sports and culture. Talking about technical insights, mastering sharpshooting requires a blend of technical proficiency and mental fortitude. Athletes must develop skills such as breath control, sight alignment, and trigger discipline to achieve consistent accuracy. Precision shooting demands concentration and composure under the pressure, which athletes aiming for perfection in every shot. Advancement in technology have revolutionized sharpshooting, introducing specialized equipment for training methods to enhance performance. From precision air rifles to electronic scoring system, modern tools enables athletes to push the boundaries of accuracy and skill. The integration of technology into sharpshooting reflects the evolution of sports and its accessibility through the athlete's work. Beyond individual excellence, sharpshooting fosters camaraderie and unity among nations. Two initiatives like the RCOP group, athletes from Japan, India, South Korea, and China, and other countries come together to celebrate the spirit of sportsmanship and culture exchange. The shared passion for sharpshooting transcends borders, promoting friendship and collaboration in the global stage. In conclusion, sharpshooting is more than just a sport. It's a testament to human ingenuity, discipline, and cultural heritage. By embracing the art of precision shooting, athletes from diverse backgrounds exemplify the values of excellence, unity, and mutual respect. Yeah.
Thank you, Utkarsh. That was really good information with those minute things, and really, sharpshooting is a thing of minute changes, and every minute change should be considered and informed. Really, thank you, Utkarsh. So, coming towards the next part. So, as a host of Cultural Exchange and the member of Cultural Exchange, I would like to take advantage to put forth the contribution that we will be going on to contribute after application launch for these underrated sports with due respect to president and vice president. May I?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, cultural exchange is very well dedicated to the shining a spotlight on underrated sports, recognizing their unique qualities, cultural significance, and talented individuals who excel them Our platform serves as a catalyst for promoting, celebrating, and advocating these lesser known sports, ensuring they receive the attention, support, and recognition they deserve really. Underrated sports encompasses wide range of athletic pursuits that may not always be in mainstream spotlight. From traditional martial arts to the indigenous games, from niche sports to the regional favorites, cultural exchange celebrates the diversity of human athleticism and encourages people to explore new and unconventional sport experiences. By showcasing our underrated sports, cultural exchange promotes diversity, inclusivity, and deeper appreciation for the rich tapestry of athletes' endeavors worldwide. One of cultural exchange primary goal is to provide exposure and visibility to underrated sports and athletes who participated in them. Through dedicated content, features, and promotions, cultural exchange will ensure that the underrated sports receive the attention they deserve, reaching broader audience of the sport enthusiasts who may be eager to discover new and exciting athlete disciplines. By elevating the profiles of underrated sports, cultural exchange amplifies the voices and stories of athletes. That is really important thing to know their personal life and their voices and their stories. Cultural exchange empowers underrated sport communities by providing resources, networking opportunities, and support systems that help them to thrive. Whether it's organizing grassroots events, facilitating collaborations between athletes and organizations, or offering training programs and educational initiatives that our students of today's world really need, I think. Cultural exchange will ensure that underrated sports communities have the tools and platforms they need to grow and develop and have a successful career in their sports. Underrated sport often uh, I think underrated sports really often faces these some challenges gaining recognition, respect, and resources compared to the mainstream sports. Right. So cultural exchange will
Yes.
advocate them for a fair treatment, inclusion, and appreciation of underrated sports within a broader sports landscape. By highlighting their cultural heritage, historical significance, and unique attributes as our project aims, cultural exchange will aim to change their perceptions, challenge stereotypes, and foster more equitable and inclusive sports environment where all athlete pursuits are valued and really respected. So that was from my side. President, what would you like to add in this thing?
I would definitely like to add three main points, which were really well covered by you, Varun. So, we'd be enhancing the learning system amongst the students all around the world. And you
Right.
might ask that how do we do that? So, it's like we'd be connecting with different schools all around the world. We'd be connecting with
Yes.
thousands and thousands schools around the world. We'd be promoting to them the rules, regulations about the different regional sports or the sports
Right. Right.
which
Right.
are underrated, so that the students who are the grassroots of our future generation can learn and be able to understand that what these different sports have an effect on their career. For example, it's not just those five or six sports which are on the mainstream channels which are important, but also the sports which are extremely important, cover up their bindings and understandings. For example, a person might not be very well in kicking a ball or hitting a ball, but a person might be extremely exceptional in throwing it. So what
Right.
about them? So they can
Yes.
pursue
Yes.
such as particular sports related to, and it's not just always about a particular object which we are tackling with. For example, football, rugby, hockey, these have a particular object to hit with. But
Right.
what about martial arts? What about jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, or something of that sort? So we can
Yes.
always
Yes.
come up with those underrated sports, and we can help the students learn more and more about it, which our cultural exchange will definitely focus on. The second thing which we are going to come up with is that we're going to connect all the different athletes from the different sports all together. The athletes can be from the Olympic backgrounds, the athletes can be from the regular backgrounds who are not getting that much amount of composure into the national sports, and we are going to find out their talents, and then we are going to expose them on our cultural exchange sports network, which would be later on named as the CSDI network, or the cultural exchange sports directory initiative, which would be helping around these students students and these players all along to connect with each other and to get a chance or gain an aim at the national sport events. We'll also make it a request and a collaboration in our later stages to ask the government for special grants on such sports so that the underrated sports are given much priority than the mainstream sports, so that each sport can be given a particular equality. Now you might just ask the
Yes,
question
yes,
that
yes, yes.
how does it affect the communities or the cultures? So I would preferably say that as different sports are represented originating from different regions, they definitely have an impact on their communities or cultures, and that would be fostered by our application, and that's by then. Yes, Varun.
That is really good. Great contribution, I must say. So, coming towards the next part,
Yes.
towards the football, you said that you are great
Hmm.
fond of football, and I am really
Absolutely.
sure that you have something to show us today regarding football. So,
Yes.
can you continue?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
So from now, I'll be taking up the host, and I would
yes.
request Mr. Varun and Utkarsh to be the commentators by the side. So today we are going to take up a very interesting league game and also a football event which has inspired millions, and it's the Hero ISL League and Championship, the Indian Super League of Football. So I would request Mr. Utkarsh to start the first half of the match, where we'd be starting up with the lineups and we'd be also be intriguingly finding out that how yesterday's game actually made a great impact into our revolutionary. So yes, Utkarsh, please kindly screen share the content. So let's start from the beginning. Match was a really great match which was held yesterday. We had an excellent match of Hero ISL between Mohun Bagan FC and Mumbai City FC. It was their finals match where they triggered up into an excellent passion and a firing team spirit. So I would like to request Mr. Utkarsh to pause it for a minute. First off, we'll come up with the lineup. So, what was the lineup yesterday? Starting with Mumbai City FC, the lineup was George Pierre Diaz, Greg Stewart, Chang Tae, and Vipin Singh in the forwards, Apuya and Ahmed Jagu in the middlemen, Sanjeev Stalin, Mortar Fall, Mehtab Singh, and Rahul Beke, and in the defenders, Furbal Achingpa, the great goalkeeper who just established a great play game in his past matches against the teams. Moreover, we'll come to Mohan Bagan's side and the starting 11. Yes. So we had in yesterday's session Hugo Bamos, Johnny Kako, Manveer Singh, Petratos, Kurnian, Deepak Tangri, Ash Anwar, Pritham Kotal, Ashish Rai into the teams. It was really an awesome lineup of yesterday, and we must give an excellent accreditation to two players. That is, first would be our Manveer Singh, who was an excellent sprinter and runner in yesterday's game, and also in the all-season games of ISL, who has just played in an executing way, and it was really awesome. So let's just check yesterday's goal of Mr. Petratos and his team members. So let's focus on the screen on the 32.29 second of the game. Say that the game had its own attic amongst the gameplay. We also know that the team members who were in the major part of the forward, they played it really excellent. So let's move on to the next half of the game, and where we will see how the highlights were there. So, Mr. Varun, meanwhile, what do you think that exactly what was the most perfect event in this shooting system which you like the most?
Of course, the goal I was really uh, like I was really by thing that the moment they missed the goal and the second click and on the second click they got the goal, the thinking of the this player, who was the player who goaled the
Multiple times. Durand Cup, Molbagan has won the Durand Cup, one of the oldest football tournaments in Asia, and on multiple occasions, the club's victories showcase its dominance in Indian football. They have also won the Federation Cup, a prestigious knockout tournament in Indian football in which multiple times the club succeeded in the Federation Cup, highlights in competitiveness and championship pedigree. In the IFA Shield, the one of the most known shield in the oldest football club Trump in India, they won more than 20 times. The Hero Indian Super League in the past years, Mohun Bagan merged with ATK to form ATK Mohun Bagan, but a league of more than 4 victories at a chain. Other domestic regional tournaments have been further solidifying Mohun Bagan's position. We can also say that Pogba was one of the players who joined Mohun Bagan, and one of the interesting facts which you might know that by Mohun Bagan's perseverance, the first player, the Black Pearl, that is Pele, also joined up in the Mohun Bagan team in 1998. So even the Black Pearl Pele had joined the team of Mohun Bagan, and which is one of the best things which we can ever see. So here are the commentators.
Built on that, could have got confidence from that, and now all we see is Bombagan Supergiants won that one chance.
Yeah, and there are those substitutions, there are those players on the bench here. Antonio Lopez, Habas Pratt. Who do you think they can be brought on?
Well, I think it's almost as if he didn't want half time to come now. With the ascendancy, the momentum's in their favour, so I don't see Habas making too many changes just yet. But if ever there's a coach in the history of the IS
Scorers, they need goals. Who can be brought on for them?
Side the
ISL final in 2021, coming from a goal down and scoring two.
because maybe if he was in that position where the player in front of him and he misses it and he just assumes it's come off the head. Great job by Jose to con the referee into that. He's sold it to him convincingly.
So we can see that how much interested all the players are around the clubs, and it's really an awesome gameplay which was showcased by
Yes, yes. So coming towards the next part, I would
So
like
here's the
to
second part. Yes, Mr. Varun, you can continue all along.
yes, yes. No, we will first see the show that was
So you
really
can see the
amazing last night.
enthusiasm, and
Yes,
you can see how the stadium is filled. Not even a seat is left. Around 62,000 people were there on the stadium.
Is this the final 45 minutes of season 10 of what's
yes.
been a wonderful
So here's the
ISL
high sky
campaign?
shot, and let's move on to the kickoff.
Own goal. Has to put that in. That challenge to head the ball clear. Got to come out and still be positive, Mumbai. They dominated that first half, but they find themselves
Mohun
one
Bagan
down.
really dominated the first half, but
Second
let's see
corner
how
from
they had
Margagan
been
towards
playing
that
in the
near
second
post
half.
area, headed
It was a
away
little bit
to Ruben
discerning and
Diaz.
depressive in the
Mr.
second half for
Colasso.
the Mohun Bagan
Trying to weave
supporters,
his way through
as the
between
team
bodies in the
couldn't take
penalty
up
area.
that much
On the turn.
initiative, and it's like
Subasic
the Mumbai
throws,
team
who
scored
was a
two
little bit
very
closer than we
easy
perhaps
goals,
thought he might
and
get with
that too
that
were the
one.
own goals by Mohun
He's had
Bagan.
one of his best seasons, in my opinion. The way that he's played this
So
year
one of the
for
goals
Mohun Bagan.
which
At the back,
chances Mohun
Liston
Bagan
trying
lost
to
really
cheek
was
his way
great
all the
thing
way
by
through.
Subhash Bose, the captain.
On the
Is
turn,
this one?
not like a corner,
Really
did it? Looked
nice
like he caught it
opportunity.
sweetly enough.
He
Nice
just missed
first
by a
touch out of his
curve.
feet. Just went underneath the ball.
So
You can see
we'll
the
move on
spin.
directly to
The
the
ball
goal
didn't
scene, which Mumbai City FC scored. Meanwhile, what is your opinion about the chance missed? Yes, Mr. Varun.
Yes, I think that it was a really a bad emotion for the audience, and I am really sure that in the further part should have recovered that bad impression.
Actually, in yesterday's match in the second half, which was witnessed to be one of the most intriguing plays of all time, we saw that the Changte, with his assistance, the Mumbai City FC's team scored two goals. First goal was by Pereira Diaz, who scored the goal really easy. Mohun Bagan has been playing yesterday a very defensive play. If you watch the match from the beginning, they had been playing very defensive, and the goal
Yes,
taking opportunity which they took in the first half was really good. good. But counterpartingly, we saw that in the second half, due to playing a particular game in a particular way is nice enough, but if you do exceed, overuse your tactics of defense or offensive, it also can resume on you or refire on you. That is backfiring. They played defensive, but at a particular moment, Changte and his team members took a long pass and took the opportunity to hit the goal directly when the ball was at the empty area of the ground in the Mohun Bagan's blocked eye
Yes,
part.
yes,
And the goalkeeper really missed the goal, and it was a really bad one which Mohun Bagan took, and really a very depressing scene for the fans over there. And
yes,
the most delicate part was when it was around 89 minutes. At that time, Mohan Bagan really lost the bait when they again did the same error. They didn't learn from the error. They did the second error once again, and the new team member of Bipin, who was launched into the main area as a substitute in the forwards, he took the opportunity and put the goal directly, dashing and firing into the goal where there was no one, absolutely no one. The just alone listen, the forward player had to defend, but his defense mechanism couldn't work because there was no one supporting him, and it hit his leg and it went inside, which was an own goal kind of, and it was really a really sad scene when it was 1-2. That is Mohun Bagan 1 goal and 2 goals from Mumbai City FC. Then what happened was in the plus minutes, that is extra time, in the 9 minutes, what happened was that in the ninth minute, when it was 95 minutes, again Mumbai City FC got an extreme content and an extreme opportunity, and they took the goal, which was a really fantastic one, and claimed their win over the cup. So what's your opinion on this, Utkarsh? Because I think you had been watching the match really in a very immersive way. Yes, Mr. Utkarsh.
Yep. Uh,
Ha. So what's your opinion on the overall match?
okay, so overall, like talking about the first goal, like that you showed, actually, I love the like way the like ball, like the ball curves and all, and the overall match was like pretty much interesting, and like uh it was filled with like lot of twists and like suspenses. I was waiting for the score to like get equalized, but yeah, like that's all.
Yes, definitely. It was really like the members or the fans who had been awaiting the grand win by the team. They were actually quite deceptive about their content, and they were thinking that whether or not they can win over the match or not. But it was really a very disappointing opportunity. So now I would request Mr. Varun to cover up the next part or the conclusion part. Yes, Mr. Varun. So I think there's a little bit glitch from his end. So I think let's conclude the podcast show for today. And by a conclusion message from my end, that is, there are twists and turns in the history of games and sports, but we must remember that we should always give an equal opportunity to all sport tires, and must remember that sports is a vivid thing. It's not just limited to the mainstream sports or the games which are played all over the world, but also the ones which are opted into the regional customizations. We should let them open up the brackets and take an equal opportunity to win over. For example, we have the J1 League in Japan, one of the oldest Japan soccer league, which was really famous since its most prestigious football competition in the country. So, shall we also remember that there are different league plays which are played all around the world? For example, Chinese Super League, UCL, and also the Korea League One games, which are really opt and known for the great diversity and growth. So shall we must remember all of the games, and we must conquer the best part. That is why we say that sports is a diverse unity played all around. We must remember its entity amongst each man, and we should come together all over. So that's all from today from our end, and stay tuned and be happy.
Jamshanda.
Shishe.
Thank